yeah, Power's home team, y'all. So that video threw me off. Okay, so next who I want to say thank you to is the Unco, aka the Uncommon Collective. If you didn't see these past couple years or past year, it was an initiative that we started, you know, recognizing and me feeling some type of way about being like a woman in the industry. I was like, yo, like, I'm a woman in the industry. Not only that, a woman of color in the industry, and then, you know, we go into all those identities, but predominantly being a woman of color in the industry, like, nah, bruh, like, we need a platform and we need to tell our story. So shout out to Support District Radio, and also shout out to the girls at the Unco and everyone that helped us out with that. We really appreciate it, and I really appreciate it. Everyone that was there with us, whether they're helping us film or just shooting pictures or just there for engagement. And yeah, man, and all the guests, especially all of the guests that came through, like, that's probably the most awesome part, just because like we were just building a platform, you know, for women of color doing dope things in the industry. Like, that was so awesome. So shout out to the girls, shout out to everyone that came through, and shout out to all the guests, and again, shout out to Support District Radio. Like, I learned a lot about myself during that experience, and I learned a lot about all the other dope girls in Phoenix, women of color in the Phoenix industry. Like, that was definitely an experience. Even just learning how to talk. Obviously, it doesn't sound like I know how to talk, but I learned a little bit more about talking during that experience. Another shout out I want to do is the Queer Perspectives and my co-host, Lissa. We did another project about being queer women in Phoenix. I'm about that Phoenix life, yo. But just being gay girls in Phoenix and not being the typical gay girls. Like, we wanted to start a channel where we talked about things that weren't very typical, but were very typical at the same time, and having different experiences. And like, what I really liked about that segment and about that project was like, me and her were like completely opposites. Like, literally, she came from the East Valley, I came from the West Valley, like down to like the bone. We were so opposite. And shout out to her. She's over in Boston, you know, getting her education in music over at Berkeley Music of College. For all those music lovers out there, she's out there doing that thing. So you may see her in the industry coming up very soon. A couple more that I want to shout out to is everyone that gave me an opportunity in hosting. I think that's definitely been the most fun for me, just being able to be the kid with the microphone and people having to listen to me. Like, that's essentially what it is. It's like, I don't get in trouble for talking anymore. So everyone at Raw, everyone at Saw, So Far Sounds, and every other opportunity I've had to host, I really appreciate everyone just kind of trusting me with the mic. Some maybe you shouldn't, because I'm definitely still learning, but you know, I'm trying here. Oh, and lastly, I want to give a big thank you to everyone who's ever booked me for K.Short Creates. Like, that was something that I created just because I like photo and I like video, and I didn't really realize it or realize that I could even make money off of it until I made a couple bucks off of it. I was like, oh, this is what it's like. But K.Short Creates was just me creating, just in general, just doing videos and doing photo and just kind of experimenting with it, but trying to pay my bills at the same time. So I just want to give a shout out to Cobra Arcade Bar for trusting me by doing their videos. And I also, a big shout out is to Roman, because if you didn't, literally what happened with Roman is I met him somewhere in BFE, and we sat in the back seat of my car. Not like that, y'all are nasty, but we sat in the back seat of my car, and he gave me like a 1 hour session on editing. And ever since then, that's the only thing I've been editing on. As you can tell, Roman's videos have gotten extremely better. I haven't had a backseat editing session with him, but I learned the one thing I did, and I've been implementing it ever since. So I just want to say thank you so much to Roman for teaching me that skill, just to make my videos look a little bit more decent, and just taking the time, you know, to share that knowledge. So yeah. Last but not least, I want to give a shout out to NAU, not NAU the school, no, that's not what I'm saying thank you to. I'm saying thank you to my network at NAU. Like, if it weren't for you all, none of this would be happening right now. None of this would be happening right now, really. I mean, you know, I would have self-motivation and drive, but like, I would not, like, if it was just me, like, I would still be all the way back there. So I just want to give a very special shout out to Iris and Rachel for helping me out for the times that they did. And I want to shout out to Alex Thomas, I think, and there's another person, but we'll get to him later. But Alex Thomas particularly, he has been, gosh, the most unexpected support person I would have ever imagined out of all the people at NAU. Like, Alex, you've pulled through for me so many times just by teaching me everything that you knew. Like, basically I'm getting a college degree from him. But literally, even the other night, I was like, okay, it's time to graduate from iMovie. And he let me come over and just like watch him edit on Final Cut Pro. And I don't, you know, there's not very many people who do that for someone else. And so just not only that, but just every time I have a question about anything video, like whether it comes to stabilizers, different kinds of cameras, different kinds of lenses, different kinds of, what other things have I asked him about? Yeah, all that, man, he's just a source of information. And like the fact that, you know, he's willing to share that, especially like what I've learned about the industry. Not a lot of people like to share their information and their knowledge and stuff, which is unfortunate, but like honestly wouldn't be anything without everyone that's helped me along the way. And so yeah, shout out to you, Alex, and shout out to everyone. I hope, man, I really hope to everyone that contributed to my laptop. I hope that I've made you all proud with the things that I've created so far. And I'm just bringing it back to basics and like bringing it back to y'all. But like, I've learned a lot these past few years, and I really hope that y'all are proud and like saw like, yo, that investment was worthwhile in being able to do all that. And I just want you all to know that it came full circle. It came full circle for my birthday 2 years ago when, you know, we got the laptop. I was able to pass that on, and I was able to get my partner a laptop, like fully, you know, yeah. And I mean, there was no question about it. It wasn't just because like, oh, let me get a laptop and show off. Like, no, like we already living together. I don't need to show off. Like, no, it was just thinking of all of you and how much you all invested in me, and how much like I just wanted to give back to somebody else and invest in their success. So if you don't hustle your booty off, babe, I'm coming after you. This is awkward making the video while she's in the other room.
I can hear everything you're saying.
I know, and you're not playing any music over there. The door is wide open. Like, it should be shut. Now I know, like, I have no privacy whatsoever. All right, I'm almost done with this video. Jesus.
Finally.
I know, I'm so sorry. All of you, I am so sorry that this video is so long. It's been a long time. I didn't practice. I tried to film this video as close to the launch date as possible, and being able to edit it, but and I didn't rehearse it, so that's probably my B. It will get better with time. This had to be a long video. This is the relaunch. Of course, this had to be the longest video. And I bet you my neighbors are like, why is she talking to herself? Anyways, so this is a relaunch. So give me a little quick pass and go. What's the word on Monopoly? Pass and go? Give me a pass and go on this very long video, okay? But thank you all for being here. Lastly is the update, the very like biggest update. It's not really an update. I'm kind of giving you my resume as to what my time has been filled with lately. This is a long list, and I'm gonna tell you what I learned about myself after this list. And you know what else I'm gonna do?